I'd like to say good afternoon. Good afternoon to all the brothers and sisters out there in social media land. Got a couple of little points I want to make today. Yeah, these will be for my own encouragement and also for the encouragement of my children as well, and anybody else that might happen to be tuning in. Shalom, Jonathan, King Jonathan. How you doing? See if we can get a couple of people on the horn. Yeah, see if we can get a couple of people on the horn. See if we can get a couple of people on the horn. Yeah. See if we can get a couple of people out there. See what we're talking about. As y'all know, that Super Bowl was a hair-raising experience yesterday. Yeah, so we got some good key points, and we're gonna use that. We're gonna use that Super Bowl as like a backdrop, to just encourage some of the brothers and sisters. Yeah, y'all can talk back to me today if y'all desire. Y'all like to. All right, we tagged about 100 people. So we was Kansas City Chiefs, Kansas City, Missouri Chiefs. It's in my lifetime I get to see the Kansas City team win the Super Bowl. And that's quite the experience when you see how many people collectively come together for a particular thing. And I tell you, man, I just have such an allergic reaction to our self-righteous, hypocritical knuckleheads. And we don't hold nothing against them. We just know that it's just a lack of understanding and a lack of growth. Now, I don't knock nobody for what they do, but I ain't never been big on sports myself. I ain't never been no sports fan. I can't even sit down and watch a football game, a basketball game, a baseball game. First of all, I never understood how people had the time to do it, but I never knock people for that because that's a major industry. And you got people from all walks of life that take parts in sports. It's a sense of enjoyment, and things like that. Many of our brothers, they get so technical about certain things, It's like every little wind that blow, they can find something wrong with it, find something to critique about it. But as I was telling my wife on yesterday, I said, man, one of the things that I wanted to see is Andy Reid get a Super Bowl ring. Because throughout his history as a coach, when you start dealing with coaching, you're dealing with mentorship. And I keep telling you, brothers and sisters, hey man, while you sitting there quoting the scriptures and trying to live your life in the desert, there's people out here that's operating according to the principles of scripture, being mentors, teaching people. When you look at all of them young men, our young men, you look at all of them young men that have been trained, that have been taught, that have put in hard work and all of those things, man, to go out there and indulge in the profession, because sports is a profession and is no different than no other job. It is a profession. It's a place that people choose to put their energy in so that they can become successful and productive in the world. And the main brothers are always talking about this Babylonian stuff. You know what? What are you producing? What have you produced? You see, because when you start looking at the young men and young women that go to college and work hard and train hard and then get inducted into the professional sports leagues, hey, don't know anybody just get to do that. Just don't know anybody get to do that. But it's to them that work hard. That is, so it's not like somebody just drop people into an arena that's full of hell. No. People put forth work. Those are great athletes that have trained and that have sacrificed and everything else. Why wouldn't you want to see them be successful? And if you're a person that have a mindset as though you think because somebody is in the sports arena that somehow makes them wicked, I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth, then you're the one that's wicked. You see? Because, man, that coach right there have won more games than any other coach in NFL history. And he was also the coach that didn't have a Super Bowl win. And so that was like one of my greatest drives. I wanted to see that happen. Not because I was such a sports fan, but looking past the sports fan and look at how that life had been dedicated to a particular thing, dealing with these children and grooming them and you know, and building them up and going through all of that. So that was my whole point. And I remember my wife came on there happy and excited about the big win, only to find some of our brothers, well, you know, I didn't think you was into that Babylonian this, that Babylonian that Babylonian that. Well, some stuff I don't pay attention to because I've been a young man. I've been a young man and I've been extremely critical at a particular time in my life. So I've been through those same things, you know what I mean? So I try not to bite back, try to understand, but we try to tell our brothers and sisters that you got to look past certain things because life is meant to be lived. And I'm not talking about just existing like many of us are. We get in that Bible and then we just start existing. We become as dead people. Oh, you don't want to do nothing. Oh, you can't go around this. Oh, you don't like what that person done. Oh, that person done this. Oh, no, that ain't no dude. Oh, no, that's pagan. Oh, no, that's... Let me tell you something. In the book of Jeremiah, the 10th chapter, when it said, learn not the way of the heathen, he was talking to Israel, when all Israel was in one place. That means he was speaking to your forefathers that you hold so dear to you. He told them, don't learn the ways of the heathens. Now let's look at it. We end up in a place of captivity where we lost everything, didn't know anything about nothing. We were in the place of captivity. What does that tell you? That tell you that even in spite of what Jeremiah told your forefathers that you hold so dear to, what not to do, they done it anyway. And now it's like we start raising up and we get little sprinkles of our identity, of who we are. The Negro is Israel. And then we just lose our mind and we go completely berserk. And but I'm looking at those brothers and those accomplishments that they have made. I'm not going all into I don't care nothing about no Illuminati and all of that, you know. I keep my focus and my energy in places of righteousness where they're supposed to be. You know what? How do anybody find the time to indulge themselves, dissecting and researching the Masonic order and Baphomet and the Illuminati? It's like people say that they believe in the Most High, but they spend more of their energy dealing with things that are wicked than they do with the things that are righteous. And I understand why. Because it's easy to deal with those type of things. You see, when you start dealing with righteousness, now you start dealing with your own life. And you talking about you got to come out in the world and now you got to start living. You got all this scripture and all this God in you, but it can't teach you how to walk together and have cohesiveness with brothers and sisters that don't believe what you believe or don't know what you know. But then again, those same brothers and sisters that don't believe what you believe or know what you know, they are movers and shakers and demonstrators in the world that we are living in. They are making things happen. They are making things happen that people from all walks of life come and join in, whether it be the Christian, whether it be the Islamic man, whether it be the Israelite, no matter what religion it is, all of them come out and they cheer on them young men and them young women that have dedicated their lives and trained to be great athletes. It is no different. Because if you say it about football, you got to say it about track and field. You got to say it about the Olympics. You got to say it about all of those things. But the reality is that those people have dedicated their lives and they have made sacrifices and they have trained and they have worked hard, and then they go and enter into the arena, and then there's fruit that come out of that. And it's easy to put your mouth on somebody else. But the key to the whole thing is, when you look at your own life, can you say that you produce what those men and women in the sports arena are producing? I'm not talking about playing for no owners. I'm not talking about being no slave on no plantation and sports is the plantation. I'm not talking about all that stuff, because all that stuff is metaphors, because it don't represent the mindset of the young men and the women that's seeking to acquire or achieve something. It don't represent their mindset. So then brothers got to be careful with these things right here. And so well, I'm cheering the Chiefs on because I'm Kansas City. I'm born in Kansas City, Kansas City native. Quite naturally, I'm going to cheer the Chiefs on. They in the Super Bowl. This is something I ain't never seen before in my life. You look in Kansas City and you see how all of these masses of people then came together. Now, you're going to tell me that the sports and stuff like that may be Babylonian, may be wicked or whatnot. But you're going to tell me you the people of God, but you can't draw nobody together. You see, that's the only thing that I'm showing you a demonstration versus people's words. Because you can't go into nobody's heart and determine what nobody's heart is like, what nobody's mindset is like. It's easy to put our mouths on some things. So I want to bring forth today a couple of scriptures. And if there's any brothers and sisters out there that want to chime in, want to put your opinion on there, or whatever it is, go on and do it. Go on and do it. Yep, go on and do it. Just that, what? Back what we used to say in the street, in order to get it, you're going to have to bring it. So if you coming to get it, you got to bring it. And chances are, when you bringing it, you may get more than you bargained for when you come back. So let's take a look at a couple of scriptures. And this is going to be good because it's going to help a lot of our brothers and sisters. We got brothers and sisters and I'm going to keep using these religious constructs. I'm standing outside of a religious construct, period. But I'm going to use the religious construct that everybody is held captives in. And it don't make no difference where it is. Say you Hebrew Israelite, another religious construct. It's another religious construct, because until the mind break out to where we understand this ain't about no words. It's going to be about deeds. And so when you start doing deeds and you start demonstrating in the world, those things can't be confined or housed in nobody's. I'm going to continue to use the religious construct as a means to paint some pictures to keep everybody on the same playing field, everybody on the same plateau. Start at. Now, in the Hebrew Israelite community out here, we got many brothers that are doing many things. We got many brothers that are doing many things. We got some brothers and sisters that are in the whole food business, and some brothers and sisters that are, in the rap industry, and some brothers and sisters just doing music or entertainment. We got brothers, they're doing the same thing that the people that's in any other thing. We're doing the same thing. Oh, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do that. Okay, it's the same thing. You're doing the same thing that anybody else is doing. And so you can't pull yourself out and say, oh, well, I'm separating myself, but I'm going to turn around and I'm going to do the same thing here. Whether it's the clothing industry, it don't make no difference what it is that you have chosen to do. The only thing that tricks the mind is that we have a mindset that say we doing what we doing for God. But we strive after the same achievement. We strive after the same achievement. We say we're doing it for God, but we strive after the same achievement that those that ain't even thinking about God strive for. And then we declare that it's something wrong with everybody else, while we do the same exact thing. I'll tell you what I'm talking about, because we want our brothers and sisters to be encouraged. Now, you got brothers and sisters out here that in the Hebrew Israelite community. They can't even get along with each other. Every time you turn around, it's a fight. Every time you turn around, it's an argument. Every time you turn around, you got subtle subliminal messages coming out on Facebook aimed at each other. You know, look, talking about we love the Most High, but we don't have enough spirit to deal with each other as brothers and sisters. I ain't never going to make no subliminal posts, put no messages on Facebook aimed at nobody. I'm going to call you on the phone. And there are many brothers out here that can attest to that. I will call you on the phone, track you down. If I got to go through 100 people, I'll get your number. I'll call you on the phone, and whatever my issue is, whatever my problem is, then we're going to have that conversation. But I'm just showing you how we say that we serving the Most High, and we say that what we're doing for the Most High. But it is understandable that we are not doing it for the Most High, because in most cases we are doing the things that we are doing according to our own understanding, and we ain't being coached by nobody. This is where the world has a greater advantage. That's why the Bible says that the children of darkness are wiser in their way than the children of light are. Why do you think the Bible say that? Because the people that's walk, the children of light, the ones that's supposed to be walking in the light, they are unwise. They are unwise. The people that's walking in the darkness become wise because of their methodology and how they do things. Now these people, coaches, they can bring themselves up under tutelage. They can bring themselves up under governorship. They can take orders. They can follow instructions. They can do all of these things. And so through those things, it's a great benefit that's reaped. But you come over here in Hebrew Israelite community, it's just everybody just all over the place. Ain't nobody can be up under no governorship, no tutorship. And I'm not talking about being up under no men. I'm not talking about being up under that. I'm talking about being up under tutor and governorship from the standpoint of living by the things that you are learning and understanding that this is the Most High's instruction that you are learning, and now you're going to be challenged to live by it. It's going to become your tutor. It's going to become your governor as you live your life in this world. Well, it's the same thing. You see, the same thing in Christianity. We get in the church. Okay, we come to church broken, trying to seek the Most High, and we get right there and we run smack dab into the will of man. And before you know it, you done forgot about serving the Most High. You ain't even serving the Most High no more. You trying to find favor with the preacher. You trying to find favor with the preacher, and you trying to find ways how you can be a deacon, or let them put you, go get in the choir, or you going to make a good usher, and you trying to find favor of men, and you have completely forgotten about the Most High, and you're trying to attain the Most High's righteousness, but you're going about it the wrong way. You're going about it the wrong way because we are still zealous about what it is that we want to do. And we're going about it the wrong way, but we say that we serve the Most High. And the whole time that we're doing that, we are looking at other people as though there's something wrong with them, when they are being far more productive than us. Everybody always talking about Hollywood. Everybody always talking about, hey, you don't just land in Hollywood. If you just landed in Hollywood, many of us would be in Hollywood. You know why? Because many of us in our mindset, in the religious man's mindset, his mindset is that, well, I got God down on the inside. I wouldn't go for the same thing that they falling for. I wouldn't be up there worshiping Baphomet. Baphomet comes later in the game. You got to first break through Hollywood. That means that you have to be skilled in your art. Your art have to be sharp. You have to have a craft that's worthy of notoriety. You have to be able to act. You have to be able to sing. You got to be able to carry notes. You got to be able to play the instruments. And I'm not talking about playing mediocrely. I'm talking about you got to be able to play this stuff and do this stuff good in order for you to break into a particular thing. And we say, well, you know what? If I had the opportunity to be in Hollywood, I'd be in Hollywood. Who wouldn't be in Hollywood? Who wouldn't want to be productive? Who wouldn't want to put their energy somewhere and then it be so grand to where it can reach out and touch millions of people all over the world? Who wouldn't want to see their face on a big screen? Or who wouldn't want to see their face on TV shows and all of these things? But you don't just drop and end up there. You're going to get there. The people that get there are people that have put forth hard work and made sacrifices and studied their craft and practiced and rehearsed and got good at what it is that they were doing. So it ain't like that somebody just handed them something. Oh, you say the devil just handed to. Nah, the devil don't just hand nobody nothing. You see, because when the devil picks something, he's not going to pick something that he got to make and mold. He's going to pick something that's already been able to sacrifice and work hard and make and mold. And then the devil will shoot at them and try to turn them into a different direction. So it's the same thing. Brothers want to get zealous in church. You know, you want to be a preacher. You want to be the pastor. You want to be something. So guess what? Now you're going to become a first-class flunky for men, running around carrying somebody's bag. Can't wait to say the next prayer. Can't wait to do something. Do whatever they tell you to do. You're going to turn into a first-class flunky because you want to win the favor of a man so that you can achieve a position that you're striving to achieve. But you won't get it saying that you're serving the Most High, because the Most High don't operate like that. He don't operate like that. Look at all of the Islamic brothers. You understand that have been coaxed and coerced into strapping a bomb on them and blowing themselves up. Well, if somebody tell them, hey, you're going to be in paradise. Don't worry about it. We're going to take care of your family. But you go out there and you do the Most High, you do Allah's bidding, and you won't be in paradise, and we'll take care of everything. Why do I need you to take care of everything? That all by itself don't sound right. I don't need you. If you feel like this, if you feel this way, why don't you go put the bomb on your back and blow yourself up? We'll take care of your family. But it's all because we're trying to attain something, but we go about it the wrong way. And many of our brothers, they don't want to identify with the fact because, listen, if you thought the people in Christianity was some self-righteous, hypocritical, condemnatory, judgmental, lack of love having people, no patience having people, everything in opposition of what the scriptures say that love is supposed to be, they have failed at it. But if you think that that was something, you ain't seen nothing till you get a mirror and start looking at the brothers that call themselves Hebrew Israelites. You ain't seen nothing. See, I know who I am. So I don't have to walk around speaking about who I am. Who I am has to be exemplified in the life that I'm living. You see? Now, many people would love to be successful in this life. And many times you can have brothers, like I said, we got brothers out here that's trying to be successful so bad to where they end up stepping on everybody in the process. But the whole time talking about the Most High, Yeshua HaMashiach, talking about all of that. But you want to be successful so bad to where you're stepping on everybody and you do not understand that success cannot be measured, first of all, in the abundance of things that a man possesses. That's first and foremost. Let me pull that scripture up right quick. Let me pull that up right quick. I'm going to try not to keep y'all too long, but this is going to be good. I'm really going somewhere with this. But I got to put these key points out here early. Yeah, this is going to be something. So, all of us want to accomplish something. And when you start to, you know what? When we send our kids off and tell them to go to school, we want them to go to school. We want them to make good grades. When it's graduation time, tell me what man in his right mind wouldn't show up to see his child walk across the stage and graduate. What man or what woman in their right mind? You see, this is the hypocritical nonsense and the corrupted, twisted, sick, demented way that many of our brothers and sisters have been trapped into thinking. That you wouldn't even allow yourself, it's paganism, it's Babylonian, you couldn't even allow yourself to walk across to be there to cheer your child on as they graduate from high school. Even though we know that the high school system, the school system is corrupt, even though we know all of those things, it ain't about that. You're able to look past those things that lie at the root because it's not the mindset that you have, or it's not the mindset that you give in your children. You make your children understand, well, you know, nobody has the right to try to set a standard for another man, but the way we live in this system is set up like that. So you got to go on through here and you got to get this diploma, because if you don't get this diploma, you understand what I'm saying, then it's going to hamper your ability to find work. You know what I mean? You won't be able to go to college with it, and whatever you set out to do, you won't be able to do it because this world system have made that a requirement. It has nothing to do with the school system being corrupt. It has everything to do with the mindset of the people or the individual. So, you know, you will cheer your child on. You know why? Because for your child to go through 13 years of school is a great accomplishment of laying down, getting up, sometimes sick, you know what I mean? Laying down, taking tests, studying hard to get this. Even though you know that the things in the history that they are studying is not our history, but you still want them to make an A in it. So you still want them to do good in world history or social studies or science. You still want them to do good and make good grades, even though in spite of, you know that it's not pertaining to us. So we're dealing with the mindset and how we view things. Because listen, man, it's something, boy. It's something. But when your kids come through all of that, you're going to cheer them on. And there are many proud parents. They're just going to get cheered on. I never graduated from school. I remember one time telling my daughter, I never went to school. I didn't care for school. I hated school. I thought something was wrong with it. Okay? And in my mind, it was beneath me. It wasn't that I was dumb. I could do the work. As a matter of fact, it seemed like what was being put before me was too simple for me. And it would stagnate my growth rather than to make me grow. This was just my mindset. I don't put my mindset on nobody, you know. And maybe it's because I grew up hanging around older folks and I learned so much at an early age to where when I would be with my peers and all of that, you know what I mean, my maturity level was just a little bit different. But I never graduated. And I told my daughter, I said, man, I never went to basketball game. I never went to the football game. I never went to nothing in school. I never participated in nothing except the dance or the school party. But the only thing my mind was about was the girls that was in school, you know. But I encouraged them to do all that they could while they was in school. The rest was on me. It was my responsibility to teach them the things that they wasn't going to learn in the public school system. But I still wanted them to do good. I remember when I took one of my daughters to enroll her in her classes. And one of her classes was required music. And she needed an instrument. And I didn't have money to pay for one. And we couldn't get her an instrument. And by the time for report cards came, she got a grade card and just immediately broke down crying crying. I mean, crying. And I said, what's the matter, baby? She was crying hard because she was a straight A student. And now the first time in her life, she see a F on her grade card. But the only reason why the F was on the grade card is because we couldn't afford to buy her an instrument. And so she went through that first period without an instrument. Well, so we're going to get you an instrument. That ain't your fault. That ain't your fault. But it still had a great impact on her because where people want to put their energy, they genuinely want to succeed in whatever they're doing. And that's how I come to the understanding about our brothers that's in the sports arena. They genuinely want to succeed about what they're doing, but not just the sports arena. If our brothers that's in the religious constructs going to genuinely succeed at whatever attempts or whatever work that they trying to do for the Most High in this world, then you're going to have to go to work in this world. You can't just go to work in the Bible, reading the scripture every day, 5 hours a day, reading the scripture. Then go to sleep, go to work, come home, play with the children, play with the wife. Then you back in the scripture 5 hours a day. Go to sleep, go home. And this is your routine. But the scripture ain't never bringing a full understanding until you get to living in this world and dealing with people that you don't normally deal with. That's how the scripture gonna come to life. So let me get that. So because we got some brothers. So how I'm gonna deal with this? We're gonna swipe the football industry, and let's talk about the brothers and sisters that want to be Hebrew Israelite community, the brothers and sisters that want to be successful in the church, the brothers and sisters that want to be successful while they serving Allah, the brothers and sisters in the religious constructs that want to have the same level of success on the Most High's program as the brothers and sisters in the world are having. Let's see. Success cannot be measured by the abundance of things that one possesses. Okay, that's going to be Luke, the book of Luke, 12th chapter. And he said, take heed and beware of covetousness. Because in actuality, when you start looking at what other people are doing, that is what's at the root of it, covetousness. Because now there's an envy that breaks out. Because, okay, that's them, and they over there, and that's against the Most High, and they ain't supposed to be doing it. But you know what? I guarantee you, if the shoe was flipped today or tomorrow, you'll be right over there too. Because in your religious mindset, you will say, I'm not like my brother that's over there. I'll be able to guard myself from anything wicked. I'll be able to let the Most High get the glory out of my life. Why do you think brothers are rapping in the Hebrew Israelite community? Why do you think they are singing and putting Yeshua's name to it? Why do you think they're making clothes and all that? For the same reason. They're saying what my brother is doing over there. If it was me, it wouldn't be like that. I'd be representing the Most High. But it's the same exact thing. And the Most High can't be fooled. So he's saying, guard yourself, take heed, and beware of covetousness. For a man's life consisted not in the abundance of the things which he possessed. You'll know it's covetousness there because when you look at the brothers and sisters in these religious constructs and their view of the world, where the world is flourishing and people are doing work in the world and being successful, when you look at how our brothers and sisters' mindset is, it's a form of covetousness. Well, look at what Michael Jordan did. They ain't never did nothing for the community. They ain't never did for Oprah Winfrey got all that money. She ain't never did nothing for the community. Kobe Bryant them. But what did he ever do for the community? See, this is the mindset of our Israelite and our Christian brothers. This is the mindset. It is a form of covetousness because they don't understand that just because those people have money, that does not mean that that's where the success of the life comes from. It says the success of a man's life does not consist in the abundance of things that he possesses. But we look at the abundance of things that people possess in their life that have come from their dedication, their sacrifices, and their hard work. And then we covet those things and an envious spirit break out. And now all of a sudden, I'm thinking that somebody that worked hard, that made sacrifices, is now supposed to take his reward and then just give it away to the world. That's a sick, twisted, demented way of thinking. Because guess what? If all of us are putting our energy in the right place, which is the right place, which is having a pure heart and a sincere motive toward the Most High, then the Most High will do the same thing. And I'm going to show it to you. Watch this here. Watch this here. And I want to see. These scriptures about to stop some people in their tracks. And they're not just to stop you in your track, but sometimes our people's focus need to be realigned and we need to be built up in certain areas. Because you got people that blaming other people for the reason why they can't get up. Well, man, I had a good opportunity, man. If it wasn't for that dude, if I never came in contact with him, and man, if we hadn't fell out, man, I was doing good. Man, you know what? It's people that blame everybody for everything. Husbands blame, why? Man, my life could have been so far gone if I hadn't married this woman and she ain't. And it's all about what the other person ain't doing. And that's foolishness. It's foolishness. Let me show you what. Watch this. Watch this. Let's show you how to be productive in the things of the Most High. And then you understand what success is, a form of being contented. Being contented with where the Most High got you. See, many of us are not content with where the Most High got us. So we can't get no blessing, no matter what our mouth say. I'm not content with the small understanding. So I never get the Most High's blessings because he can't never bless me where he want to bless me at. I ain't content with the small understanding. So I got to go off into all these deep, hidden, mysterious places that I don't have the understanding. And the Most High is not going to elevate me in that way. Because you will understand is that the Most High will have brothers and sisters doing his bid on every level of life. But everybody chasing after the same thing. You want to be successful, but you don't know what it means to be successful. And then when you see other people who look like they're being successful because of the rewards that have came from their hard work and their sacrifices, you are misconstrued with that. And you think that the success is about the abundance of things. And so whatever thing you want to do, that's what you're chasing after. You're not dealing with the success factor as though I'm successful just because the Most High let the thought enter into my mind and I was able to bring it into existence. It might not go no farther than that, but I don't look at success as being that. I look at success as having a great deal of money and big houses and being able to do all of the things. Why would you want to get there? Just so that your brothers that have the same kind of mindset that you got can go and slander you like that? Look at them serving the devil, serving the devil. And it's Babylon. You know what? You're serving the devil over here in the Hebrew Israelite community. It's Babylon in the Hebrew Israelite community. We showed you that the Israelite is the one that learned all of the ways of the heathen. Even until this day, we still learn the way of the heathen. You don't know nothing else but the way of the heathen. You can't even open up your mouth and renounce being to learn the way of the heathen. You speak the English language. You don't know how to speak no Hebrew language. So the language that you learn itself is the way of the heathen that you will learn. And there are multiplicity and 1,000 other ways of the heathen that we have learned that have just become embedded in us, built into our genetics. And we try and pick and choose what we're going to do. But see, my thing is this. Things have to be exemplified in the world that we are living in. You see, I've been a young man before, and I would love that I had a zeal to be a nice speaker, and I could have the things that T.D. Jakes and all of that stuff got. I thank the Most High for showing me that, hey, look, boy, that ain't what I meant for you. You see, just because you see that happening don't mean that I'm a part of it. And so the thinking had to be readjusted. Now, let me show you some of the things that the Spirit showed me in the scripture. And this is going to bless some of our brothers and sisters who are zealous about doing something, zealous about accomplishing something. You know what I mean? Don't talk about the sports player. Don't talk about Kobe Bryant when you ain't made the same sacrifices that Kobe Bryant made. He had to go through the same process of growth just like you. Went from kindergarten to 12th grade, then went from 12th grade into college, then went from college into the professional league, and it was hard work getting there the whole time. Sacrifices had to be made. Hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of training and handling that ball had to be made. Hey, you had to go through injuries. You had to go through all of that. So you don't try to knock people because of what they do. When what they do is being exemplified by the work and the successes. Never mind, you can't be the judge to determine what successes anybody going to make. Everybody has the right to go into whatever field of work that they desire to. We know that the Bible told us that by the sweat of a man's brow, he should work. And if a man don't work, then a man don't eat. And if a man choose to go into the arena, a sports arena, and that to be his work, and he is able to put forth the necessary energy, and he has put forth the hard work that it takes to get there, and it produces those results, ain't nobody got no right to be putting their mouth on nobody. You're doing yourself a disservice. Because we can easily look back and say, well, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life besides talking about the Most High? You see? What are you doing with your life besides talking? Now, we talk about the success of a man does not consist in the abundance of things. His life don't consist. His success is not consistent of the abundance of things in his, that he possessed. Tell me what Hebrew Israelite, what Christian ain't here going to work every day? Going to work every day trying to acquire a house. Going to work every day trying to acquire a car. Going to work every day trying to make sure that their kids got clothes. Going to work every day to try to save some money so you can do things in this world with your wife and with your children. Going to work to do them things on a daily basis. And you can look sideways at somebody who has a different job, receiving a different pay grade, and you look at them based on what they have got or acquired from their job versus what you have acquired from yours, even though you had the same opportunity to do the same thing. It's the same thing, man. We can't be a stupid people. Now, understand this. Brothers, I don't care what it is that you're attempting to do. Understand this. Luke chapter 12. No, that's not it. No, I was going somewhere. Here it was. Psalms chapter 75.
According to MIT, Psalm chapter 75:1. We give
Watch this. Now, many brothers don't know this. That's why we do things that we do, because we don't know it. If you don't know something, then you do things a certain way. But you can, and this is why you can say that you're serving the Most High all you want. But if you're not doing things according to his knowledge, my people perish from a lack of knowledge. I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but it's not according to the knowledge of God. So it don't make no difference what you say. If what you're saying ain't producing the results, then you're not doing it according to the knowledge of the Most High. And when we do have the knowledge of the Most High, we understand that we do things differently. So here we go. Verse 6, Psalm 75. When a man understands this, he He understands that I don't have no reason to covet anybody's blessing. I don't have no reason to look sideways at nobody. I don't have no reason to do none of that. What's up, bro? Hey. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But God is the judge. And he put one down, and he raised another one up. And if the Most High determines where the promotion gonna come from, he said, I don't care what you think's gonna work. I don't care how much skill you think you got. I don't care how much time you think you spend. You need to understand that promotion does not come from the east, nor the west, nor the north, nor the south. That means that some brothers have the ideology that if I can just get close enough to the one that's in charge, I can get promoted into being the pastor. Well, you might get promoted to being the pastor, but you will not have the effect that the Most High mean for you to have, because he not the one that put you there. You might get close enough to the one that has the ability or a good gifted area. You might get close enough to the one and become a bag boy or a first class flunking behind the man trying to loophole your way into something. You might try to get close enough to one that has a fire of the spirit so that you can be recognized, and so that you can now be recognized by all of the people that's connected to that individual. But that don't mean that you're going to walk away with no notoriety, because if the Most High ain't the one doing the promoting, then you ain't getting promoted. For promotion don't come from the east. It don't come through friendship. It don't come from the west. It don't come through the favor of men. It don't come from the north. It don't come through your talent or your gifted ability. It don't come from the south. It don't come by your understanding or your intellect. Promotion comes from the Most High. For I'll set one up. He could be broke today, and I can set him up tomorrow. And then I can take the one that got money today, and I can make him a broke man tomorrow. I can put one up, and I'll put one down as I desire. And I will do it based on what's in their spirit and how contented they are. That's the success of a man. You see? People think, oh, that brother, he's so wise. He this. Man, please get out of here with that nonsense. Ain't nobody got nothing going on. Promotion don't come from the east nor the west. Promotion comes from the Most High. So it don't make me no difference how great, what a lyrical genius you are. That's no guarantee that your name gonna be in lights. That's no guarantee that your music gonna get played on the radio. That's no guarantee that people gonna buy it. It don't make no difference how creative you are when you can produce clothes and put fringes on. It ain't no guarantee that your clothing line gonna leave your closet. That ain't no guarantee, because promotion don't come that way. And we understand how promotion comes, even with the football game. As we had to tell a brother, yeah, I'm rooting from the Chiefs, but I'm a realist. Don't no man know what the outcome of a thing gonna be. See, in my mind, I know you can root for who you think because you sincerely believe that. But in my mind, I understand that the Most High determine who's gonna be promoted, who's gonna rise, and who's gonna be put down. And it ain't got nothing to do with your gifted ability, your conversation, or your talent. You see? These some lessons that we got to learn. Because every man can find himself in a barren land, in a place where it would seem like everything done dried up. Every man can find himself there, where he feel like everything done dried up. Man, Lord, ain't nothing going right. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no job. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I can't get my carpet. Everything. You can be in a place to where everything seemed like it had dried up. But if we can just find a way to be contented in there. Like Paul said, I have learned how to be abased, and I've learned how to abound. I've learned how to be hungry, and I've learned how to be full. I've learned to be contented wherever I'm at. And Christ, Hamashiach, will give me the strength to be contented, because there is no place that I can go that the Most High ain't there. For if I'm down, it's because he had put me down for this particular season. But he had the power to raise me up. But why would he want to raise me up out of the place he deemed me to be best suitable to work in? See, we want to be on a high horse. Let's just keep it real simple. We want to be on a high horse of righteousness. We want to be on a high horse of everything. We want to be on a high horse. We don't want to be on the downstroke. Always talking about what we did. I was good at that. But when you come down to it, don't nobody want to start talking about how I was a dope head, how I was shooting a needle in my arm, how I used to beat my wife up, how I didn't take care of my kid. See, don't nobody want to talk about being in that dry desert place that the Most High put one down and then raise another one up. Don't nobody want to deal with that. So, now we got Larry Ruiz that says, arena is an offering to idols. That's fine if that's what you feel like. That's fine. And at the root of it, it probably is. But if it was your children that was in the arena, you would be the first one there cheering them on, because you understand that they are not dealing with what's at the root of a thing. They have a mindset that's completely different. But guess what, Larry Woods? Your whole life is an arena of offering to idols. I can shout y'all some things right now here live on Facebook, but I won't, and show you that your life itself represents arenas that are full of idols, things you do right now that you don't even understand, that you are serving Satan. You won't admit it, but I can pull it off on you. Now, I won't, because I don't want nobody to feel like that I'm embarrassing you, but this is why we're having this conversation, because we get so technical with foolish things that we understand. You see, we get technical, and then we go places where we shouldn't be, okay? Your whole existence in this country, in this captivity, is all about everything being an idol. A couple of scriptures, and then you're going to free yourself, and now there's something wrong with the rest of the world, but you ain't in it. No. And if you come back and you want to see, I got a book right here that I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Same Bible that everybody say they believe in. Watch this. Let's go to Psalms chapter 14. Oh, you peculiar people? Yeah, we are. We're a bunch of damn fools. Because that's got to be where our peculiar come from. You look in every city, in every state across this country, and everywhere our people are, we're peculiar, all right. We're impoverished. We're broke down. We're on crack. We're on dope. We're on alcohol. We are prostituting ourselves, prostituting our children. Got our women on stripper poles, prostituting. Hey, look on the TV. We on the TV too. We're peculiar people. Yeah, look at the Love and Hip Hop. Look at Basketball Wives. Look at all that stuff. We are peculiar people. We're peculiar people, like the Bible said that we're a peculiar people. And thou shalt be an astonishment and a reproach to all the nations. And as they see you, they'll walk by and shake your hand. So be very careful, Brother Woods. You don't have nothing to gloat about. That's why we're doing these messages, so that we can get our brother's mind in the right place, so they can come out with that self-righteous, hypocritical foolishness and then see themselves for the condition that they're really in, that the Most High might have mercy on us and start raising us up. Now, I'm going to show you what people we are. We are peculiar people. I give you that. We're peculiar people, can't get along. We're peculiar people, can't keep no family together. We're peculiar people, 85% of our homes are without men. We're peculiar people, all right, with women running everything. Women got the jobs. Women got the cars. We're peculiar people. Our men locked up, hidden in prison houses, robbed and spoiled to the point to where our life is stinking, rotten, and ain't producing no good things except a bunch of words, the dead words of dead men that were in the desert back in the day. But you're right, we are peculiar people. I tell you that. I don't know what part of peculiarity you looking at. We are not the peculiar people that the Most High intended for us to be. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. Let's go here. Let's show you what a peculiar people is. Let's show you what a peculiar people we are. Psalms chapter 14.
According to MIT,
yeah, let's show you what the peculiar. Let's show you what peculiar people that we are. Verse 2 of the 14th chapter. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if that did understand and seek God. They are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good, not one. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge? Who eat up my people as they eat bread and call not upon the Lord? You see, you start talking about these different things. See, many people don't know. Yeah, I understand. But we ain't set apart for nothing but destruction. Because we sure ain't been set apart for the Most High. We ain't set apart for the Most High by his word and by being able to quote it and say it in the scripture. But we ain't been set apart as it relates to living by it. Because when we start living by the Most High's word, then the world will change. The world will feel it. But guess what? We ain't never going to be set apart like that until the Messiah come back. You know why? Because he declared that it was a time that was coming because of the rebelliousness of his people that was going to be unlike any time that they had ever seen in the history of the world. Never would they ever see it again. It is what the Bible is known as Jacob's trouble. And if the Most High and the Messiah pronounced it to be so, then it's going to happen. And if it do happen, the only reason it's going to happen is because of a rebellious people. We say it with our mouths, one thing. That's why it's in the Bible. This people draw near to me with their mouth, but their heart is far from me. Oh yeah, we peculiar. We peculiar. We peculiar. Oh, we definitely peculiar. Because you don't see the Chinese man. Chinese man living in a whole nother country with a whole nother language. You don't see him in poverty. You don't see the Arab man in poverty. You don't see the German man in poverty. You don't see no other nations on the planet dealing or experiencing the things that we experiencing. But here's the thing about it. We're walking around like this. We walking around like this. And we holding this. And we passing judgment on everybody that's demonstrating in the world. We passing judgment when the Asian man selling your wife hair to go in her head and fake eyelashes. Okay, you doing that. We doing that. When you got to go and buy, you got to go and spend your money just to put gas in your car, you got to go and give it to the Arab man, pointing the finger at the Arab man, pointing the finger at the Hamitic man. But when you go to the doctor, he's all through the hospital, or he owning car lots and all that stuff. You go point at the East Indian. All of these people come from other countries, other nations. They have no same thing that we had, no language, don't speak the language or nothing. Yet they are in a far better position. But we like this. We got this Bible. We got this book, though. Yeah, we got this book. We got this book. We got this book. We holding on this book to dear life. Hey, that's pagan. That's heathen. You doing all that. But guess what? The whole world is living. And they enjoying their life. Do you think the Messiah meant something different when he said, I came that thou might have life and have life abundantly? Do you think that Israel didn't have life at one point in time when they was in the blessed place? Do you think that they didn't have life? Do you think that they didn't party? Do you think that they didn't kick it? Do you think that they didn't drink wine? Do you think that they didn't kick it sky high and stay up till 5 o'clock in the morning and they was able to do what they was doing because they were living within the framework of the Most High's righteousness, and it caused the rest of the world to see the great party that the Israelites was having, and they wanted to become a part of it. Just like now, we see the great party that the world is having, and we want to become a part of it. You gotta see it for what it really is. Nobody did it like Israel when they were up under the blessed place of King David's rulership, when they was up under the blessed place of King Solomon. Nobody did it like Israel. that the Most High had blessed them so much that he can call them from different cities and say, yeah, here at this point in time, y'all have come to your cities. Bring me 10th of what I done blessed you with. And I done blessed you with so much. If you can't carry it, then just sell it and bring the cash money. Bring the bag of money. And when you get there, you go out and you buy whatever you want. Whatever your soul lusts after. Whatever it is. Whether it's oxen, whether it's sheep, whether it's wine, whether it's corn, whether it's strong drink. You go and do that. And for the next couple of days, we're going to kick it. You're going to kick it in my presence and have a ball, have an all-out ball and an all-out party and smash. Just you and the family. And everybody else on the outside got to see that greatness. The same way that the religious hypocrites look in the world and see how the world is partying. When New Year's come in and the ball is dropping and Times Square got 1 million people in it. See, we see how the world is doing it at the Super Bowl in Miami when they come together and all that. We see how the world is doing. But the world is only doing, they are exemplifying in this world what you say, the set apart people, is supposed to be exemplifying. Now somebody is lying over here. Somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. And see, here's the thing about it. Don't get it twisted, because just because you're a part of something don't mean that you have become it. Let me say that again. Because many of you brothers and sisters done turned into some all-out sticks in the mud. People don't even want to be associated with. People don't even want to be around you because you made yourself so self-righteous that people don't even want to be around you. Oh, everything gets on your nerve. It's something wrong with everything. If you look over there, it's something wrong with that. Oh, it's something wrong with that. It's something wrong with that. But we ain't dare look in the mirror and see what's wrong with our own life. See, it ain't about envying. Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do, Brother Woods. We do envy it. We envy it. Because you're going to fulfill the scripture, whether you realize the scripture is there or not. He said you're going to be envious. Let me show you what I'm talking about. See, that's why I'm saying, man, y'all get in this word, but you don't know enough. You don't know enough. You ain't sat down. You ain't invested the same energy into the word and into studying what you believe. You ain't invested the same energy that those people out there have invested with what they're doing. You see? Because when you start investing the same energy, let me show you. Since you don't think that we envy them, it's either we envy them or God's a liar. And I know you ain't saying that God's a liar. I know that that's not what you're saying. So it simply makes me understand that it's some things that you're not aware of that I'm about to make you aware of. And I don't want you to take none of these things personal because they are not aimed at you. In any given minute, there are many other brothers and sisters that's probably feeling the same way about some of these things. Let's look at Romans chapter 11. Let me show you. Let me show you. Okay, verse 11, starting with 11. Here's Paul talking to the Gentiles. He said, I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? Have Israel fallen down that they shall not get up? He said, God forbid. But rather through their fall, salvation is come to the Gentiles to provoke them to jealousy. What was that you said? You wasn't envious? We wasn't envious? We are envious. Because the Most High said that we would be in want of all things and that we would envy those that had these things in the world because they were rightfully supposed to be committed to our trust. So understand this. I can understand what you mean, but what you mean don't line up with the truth. You got a zeal, but it's not according to the Father's knowledge. When you understand that you have something down on the inside that you might be suppressed, that's there, you ain't going against the will of the Most High. He said, you know what? Have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid. But through their fall, salvation has come to the Gentiles as a means to provoke Israel to jealousy. You see, and the thing is that we are jealous of the people. And we have not allowed the reason that we were provoked to jealousy to make us move to where we're supposed to be. Pressure busts pipes. That's what we used to say in the street. Pressure busts pipes. You see, the pressure being applied to you was supposed to put so much pressure on you that it would explode you into a different direction, into the place that you're supposed to be. And that's the same way the jealousy was. He said, I gave all of these riches and this worldly dominion in the hands of the Gentiles to provoke my people to jealousy. Because when they get jealous, they may suddenly understand what was rightfully theirs, and they will understand how they're going to get it back. So we are envious people. And we are also a people that don't listen to anything. And we're people that's trying to promote ourselves. That's why you got Israelite in everybody's mouth. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Barakatah, Shalom. That's why you got all that stuff going on. Because we are self-promoting ourselves. We're trying to put ourselves in the place that only the Most High can put us. But promotion don't come from the east nor the west. It comes from the Most High. And he ain't promoting nobody until we get our mind right in the place that they're supposed to be in. Yeah, that's what he told you, but you got to understand your time frames. When he tell you envy not no oppressor, you talking about one thing. He telling you that you've been provoked to jealousy. That's something else. That's giving your jealousy and understanding what's supposed to come out of you being provoked to jealousy. It's supposed to send you back to the Most High. But just like I said, that's how you know we ain't set apart. Because when we're provoked to jealousy, it turns to envy toward the other people. And to say that our people are not envious people is a barefaced lie. Because our people, you can tell the envy in our people because only thing that come out of their mouth is what everybody else is doing. Oh, the Christian is doing that. The Christian, and he's envious of that. Oh, the heathen is over there doing that. The heathen, and he's envious of that. Oh, that's paganism. That's Babylonian. Oh, that's false one. And he's envious of that because everything that he is putting his energy and his focus on, he had been provoked to jealousy by it, but his jealousy have not caused him to look in the right direction. Because when we start looking in the right direction, we will see that I'm the reason that I'm in the condition that I'm in. And it's not the person's fault that's reigning over me. It's not what he did. Promotion don't come from the east or the west. So it can't be because he's just a greater people that he's stamping all on me. It can't be because just because he got the money, they impoverishing us and they oppressing us. That's a bunch of bull crap. It's because our minds are not right. Our minds ain't right. Our minds ain't right. Ecclesiastes 9th chapter. See, we're trying to show you some things that are conducive to building. But that's what I be saying. A lot of times, brothers and sisters ain't hearing what's being said. Oh, I got you. I know it's there. Okay. All right. The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the just. So, you know what that say? It become a manifestation that you ain't just. Because if you don't have the wicked's wealth, that means you ain't just. And if we're not just, that means that there's a problem with it. So why the Most High gonna take the wealth of the wicked that they are ruling the world with and put it in your hand when you only gonna blow it, you only gonna do something foolish with it, you only gonna do the same thing. The evidence that we are unjust is we don't have the wealth of the wicked. Now, let me ask you a question. This is for you, King Larry Woods. Do you think, and I want an honest answer, do you think if the Most High suddenly put all of the wealth and everything back in Israel's hands today, we will be ready to assume the rulership? Yeah, do y'all think if suddenly everything was turned and the rulership and the wealth and everything was given back to us, do y'all think that we'll be able to rule this world? We'll be ready to rule this world? Somebody answer now. I need to hear that answer.
No.
I need to hear that answer. You see? Because you know what? The people that's ruling the world Hey, they ruling the world. And they ruling the world is getting wickeder and wickeder, but they still ruling it. Do you think we'll be ready to rule if it was put in our hand today? Do you think that you'll be ready to walk out the Most High's righteousness and rule right now? No, I know. Oh, you're going to take your time now coming back. I know. You ain't ready to answer that question because it make you look at yourself. You don't know nothing. We don't know nothing about nothing. We ain't practiced the things that we supposed to practice. We ain't did it. Well, I'll pick it back up on a later note. What up, cuz?
What up?
That's just what I needed. Some wine, boy. Give me some of that. What you got there, boy? Cuz just came through. Oh, man, I got my Chiefs gear on. Shoot. I'm good. My stomach's full.
What's up?
I got lights, gas, and water. Sweetie pie across the street. My big brother sitting over here. My cousin just walked through the door with a bottle of wine. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling. Don't stop, man. Don't stop, man. Don't stop, man.
I need to go turn my phone back on, man.
Your phone is off, bro?
Yeah.
How much is the bill?
I should have enough. 30, 35. I messed
Man, you let me know that. I could have shoot.
Well, I had it last night, but I bought that thing off of Sis, so it kind of put me short, and I forgot about it.
Yeah, so that's what it is, man. You know, I understand your points, brother. You know what? I totally do. I understand your points, but we ain't there yet.
I'll be right back, bro.
Yeah, we ain't there yet. We ain't there yet. So, let me see. I'm going to do one more. And then we're going to chop it up because I got little cuz just came in. Now, this is where we got to get our mind to understand because it stops a bunch of foolishness. You see? It stopped me being jealous of my brother. It stopped me. It made me conscious of how to use what it is that I have to the best of my ability. It also made me conscious of all of the different areas that the Most High might be to bless me, that I might be done something dumb and foolish with the blessing. But at the end of the day, when we start talking about the success of a man's life does not consist in the abundance of things that he possesses, this is going to be one that go hand in hand with that because we understand that we go through different periods. The Most High can pick you up one moment he can put you down. But it don't matter because ultimately you ain't going to be the one to climb yourself out of no hole. I've been scratching and digging trying to get out of a hole, boy, so many different times only to end up nowhere. And sometimes you can have everything that you need to get out the hole and get all the way up to the tip and then the rope snap back and you drop back down. You can scratch your way all the way up there. It ain't about that. It's you going to get out when it's time for you to get out. And that's how you're going to get promoted. So, let's look at Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 11. And it says, I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill. But time and chance happen to all of them. Like fish taken in a net, and as birds that are caught in a snare, so are the sons of man snared in the evil time when it falls suddenly upon them. We are snared because we don't understand that our success, whether we rise or whether we fall, whether we, what the world classifies as successful or unsuccessful, all of those things are in the hands of the Most High. And he said, I've learned this other thing since I've been living up under the sun. I've learned that the race doesn't always go to the person with the fastest track record. You see, because a person can have a fast track record and then trip and fall and lose the race. The race ain't always guaranteed to the one that's the fastest. Neither is the battle given to the one that's strong. I've seen many men that weighed much weight chopped down and knocked down by people that were smaller than them. The battle is not always given to the one that has the strength. He said, neither is bread given to the wise. Because we see poor men out there sleeping under the bridge that have the wisdom that will make us go crawl up under a rock. But their wisdom cannot bring them into the places that they desire to be, okay? The bread, just because you're wise, is no guarantee that you're going to be the one that don't go hungry. He said, I've seen these things, that bread was not given to the wise and favor was not given to men of skill. You can have the skill, you can be as talented as you want to be, but that don't guarantee you the position, because sometimes you can be less talented and more effective, and then you can have more talent and be less effective. He said, the race ain't given to the swift, the battle ain't to the strong, bread to the wise, nor favor ain't given to men of skill. Just because you got skill don't mean that you're going to get people's favor. Just because you got skill don't mean every person that can act ain't in Hollywood. Every person that can act ain't on the big screen. Every person that can sing ain't on a record label. I know some people that come out of some of these churches that can sing you into a fit, but their voice will never be on the record. You see? Favor ain't given to men of skill. No. It said, but time and chance happens to all of us. Time and chance is dealing with your feet being in the right place at the right time. And that's what I was telling them brothers last night about the Super Bowl game. It was about time and chance. On any given Sunday, it's about time and chance. You can't promote yourself. You can do what you think you need to do. You can work hard. You can make the sacrifices. You can put your energy into a particular thing. But you also have to be challenged to find contentment with what comes out of that after you have sacrificed, after you have invested your energy, after you have put your talent in there. You have to be able to find contentment with what comes out of that. You see? Because you may not get out of it what you was striving to get out of it, because you can't promote yourself. So whatever the Most High allowed to come out of it, you have to be grateful for that. And it's through that contentment that the Most High said, promotion comes from me. It don't come from your favor. It don't come from your gift. It don't come from who you know. It don't come from where you come from. It don't come from what you know. He said, it comes from me. I'm the one to determine who rise. I put one up. I put another one down. It stop you from being envious. It stop you from being jealousy. It stop you from hating on what other people are doing. It help you to understand that time and chance happen to everybody. That's why you see so many. We can look in the world and we can see like people like Lil Wayne them and all of them and say, you know what, man, that fool ain't got no business with the money like that. Time and chance happen to all of them. You understand what I'm saying? Dog, it's the same way on either end. Peace out.